Well, hello everyone. I am so thrilled to introduce you to Stephanie LeDonne. Stephanie and I met through the content training program, and she is someone who has so much education in writing and still is always looking to up-level her skills and stay on top of all the industry trends. And I just found that so inspiring, how she's building her career and really staying at the top of her field as well. So I wanted to bring her on and just get to hear more about her and share about Stephanie as a writer, that you would want to know. And so welcome, Stephanie.
Hey everyone.
Yay. So maybe just for a little background, maybe give a little bit more background as to, what made you want to invest in more training around writing and building your business, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, so I wanted to invest in more training because while I am a very thoroughly trained writer and thorough writer from my literature education at the college level, um, I still wanted to learn more about writing when it comes to actually marketing. And I wanted to become like an expert in that so that my clients are getting the results that they want from my writing. And so I am continually trying to find the best like classes to take and information to read, YouTubers to watch, that sort of thing to continue my education and be the best that I can be in this business.
Yes, I love that. I remember having that conversation early on, but I just thought it was so smart and savvy to do because there can be so many different writers, right? But like adding that marketing lens or that strategy, whether it's SEO or buyer personas or all the other things that, we've talked about, those are really things that can set writers apart and, make them more competitive as a writer, but also just a real partner to brands who are looking to like not only get content out there, but also be able to make sure that it's bringing in more traffic and more leads and more customers and all that kind of thing. So I thought that was super just smart to do like early on to have that training just to guide you through your whole career.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like I felt really called to do it, and I was like, even if I don't have my first client yet, like I need to get on top of this. Like,
That's
um,
right.
and here I am. I have like I've had multiple clients now. I have like 3 or 4 regular clients, and yeah, that's just it's exciting, and it feels good that I've done this continuing education.
That's so huge. Yes. And you're so proactive too about always making sure to be meeting other businesses or like offering value. We were talking about the networking events that you're doing. And so, maybe even, touch on that too. Like, is there anything that you want to share in terms of how you like to engage with brands or what you've noticed there building a writing business as well?
Yeah, I mean, I love to engage with brands like face to face. Like that's
Mhm.
just I don't know, like while I love to write and, write to people via email and stuff like that, just engaging with somebody face to face is just a whole nother level for me. Um, and that's how I really like to interact. And then when it comes to like when I'm thinking about brands, I really love to think about how can I build a community around their brand. That's like the biggest thing because I feel like with community comes a lot of the goals, like goals become achieved through community basically.
Yes.
So yeah, like getting leads or making sales, like those are all things that come through building a community because when people really care about your brand, those things kind of come naturally.
Yes, that's so true. What would you say, and maybe that's one of them, but like, what would you say are some of the biggest takeaways that you've had the past few weeks in the program or just developing your skill and mindset around, being a copywriter, content marketer?
So the biggest skill that I've learned in the over our class was honestly learning about SEO and SEO strategy. That was really the biggest thing, and learning how to use AI to optimize my SEO strategy, I am in love with the marketing program.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just learning how that can actually bring organic traffic to your website, which is really like the base place that most people want their clientele to be going anyways. That just blew my mind, and I feel so honestly, I feel so excited about it. That's what I've been doing a lot of writing with recently. And
Love
yeah.
that.
And
Yes.
I also too, like the class taught me just like there's always ways that you can find clients. Like there's never a shortage of people out there who can be your clients. You just have to have, you know, the right like attitude and the right kind of like techniques to reach out to them.
Yeah. Yeah. You, I feel like, are so intentional in everything that you do. And one of the big ones is like every week being intentional about making a new connection, or like you say, part of your community, right? Like not even viewing it as a transaction, but getting into Facebook groups or the networking events or like the marketplaces. Like there's just so many different channels that you have started to build a network and community. And so that's been awesome. I feel like from my perspective to
Yeah.
see too.
Yeah, I mean, I joined a networking group like that I go to every week, but then I started getting more involved in community activities, like just in my community. And through that, there's been like people interested in what I'm doing. And that's just been, I mean, I feel better because I'm like joining the community more and becoming
Yeah.
more integrated into it. And like, but I also am it's like exciting because people are all interested and learning that people are actually interested in what I'm doing. So
Yes.
that's cool.
It is kind of fun. I feel like whenever I will go to networking events or whatever, just as soon as you say, oh, like I'm a copywriter, I'm in content marketing, they're like, oh, you are? Can I talk to you? Like I have a brand, I need help with that. So it's so funny how almost everyone is happy to know like a copywriter in their in their field.
Yeah, really, they are. And like even one of the co-founders who's worked in corporate, he's like, he I did a business share for my networking group, and he goes, yeah, guys, if you think that if you're looking for that one thing to like up level your business, copywriting is really the thing. Like it's really
Yeah,
it.
that's so good. That's awesome.
He was like
Would you
hyping me up so much.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's a skill I feel like you can use for other brands, like to build a copywriting business. It's something you can use now for your own website, your own sales pages, emails, like pitches. I mean, it's like one of those things that I just feel like follows you wherever you go in life, and it never hurts to know like how to write and share yourself, basically.
Exactly. Yeah.
What would
Um,
you say, like, or go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say, what about like you're building your business and scaling every single month that you've been doing it. Is there any advice you would give to new writers, given your perspective and what you've learned so far?
Well, don't stop writing.
Mhm.
And don't stop networking, don't stop pitching. That's basically what I've learned. Like really
Yeah.
don't stop those two things, because overall, like even if you're not writing for somebody else, writing for yourself is going to benefit you.
Yep.
It's going to benefit your skills. It's going to benefit possibly your website depending on the kind of writing you're doing. Or it could benefit you if you're pitching, like right, just
Yeah.
don't stop writing, don't stop networking and pitching. Like that's just what I've learned. And stay find things that projects that are you're passionate about, so you kind of don't lose your spark for the writing too.
Yes. That's so good. And that's kind of fun part too, is like, I think you just summarized the entire business model in a way, right? Like you're writing, and when you're not writing, then you get to be getting clients. And then once you get your clients, you're just writing on them. So it's almost like it decomplicates it, right? In a way, you're just like focused on those two lanes and like you're good.
That's it.
That's it. That's the thing. What about for you? Like, what would you say makes you special as a writer? And I think we've heard some of them and gotten a sense of it, but how would you describe it?
For me, I really like, yes, I have like this the skills to be a good writer, but like what I really like to take into account is a brand's story and then also building a community around the brand.
Yes.
That is really important to me because yeah, really getting people to want to be a part of your brand is a big deal. Because like I said, then anything else you want to do with your business, it just kind of it comes when you have the audience and you have the people that are interested, that are fans of you.
Yes. Awesome. Could you give one little mini tip? You don't have to give away your secret sauce, but one little thing for a brand who's watching and saying, where do I even get started with building that community or building those fans? Maybe it's hiring you and writers like you, but is there anything else you could say this can help you get started and then contact me?
Um, think about your why. That's really
Mhm.
important to building a community. I would say like even like when it comes to social media and what places that you're able to share your why. Because more than
Yeah.
sharing a product or anything, your why is honestly going to get the most attention. Like out of all my posts that I posted on social media, my whys still get the most likes and still get the most comments because it's what people feel the most drawn to and the most connected to.
Yes, that's so good. And it's almost like it's part of like knowing your audience too. You know, like even in one of the modules we talk about buyer personas and understanding where they're at, but it's like if you can get to know your audience and you can communicate with them and connect with them over a shared why for wanting something or believing in a product or service, I mean, that sells more than any perfect pitch. You know, we talk a lot about how people don't spend a lot of time on like a brand's history page or like mission necessarily, right? Like, even though brands want to put a lot of time into that, what they're really looking for is like, who is this person I'm connecting with or this brand? What do they care about? How can they help me get where I want to go? And I just feel like that why you're so right. Like, that kind of bridges the gap between the two.
Yes, I totally
Yes, yes.
agree. Yes, yes, yes.
What what about, do you have any brands that would be, or like types of industries or types of content that would be your perfect ideal partner? Or are you in a position where you're really supporting everyone right now and kind of all doors welcome?
I'm supporting everyone right now, but the my biggest, I guess, niche you would say, or field
Hmm.
that I feel connected with would be like holistic and spiritual wellness and just like lifestyle, I guess, too. Those are the topics I'm really connected with.
Yes. And you have clients in those too that you've already demonstrated work with and help them with even their SEO strategy as well.
Yes, absolutely. You can always go check out Sweaty Girl,
Yep.
Adore Winquist,
Yeah.
Xenautica.
So
Yeah,
good.
or Two on Love. Yeah, they are all wonderful, spiritual, holistic um, clients and um, businesses to check out.
Amazing. Okay. And then last thing that I think would just be helpful, because we touched on it a little bit about your background, but maybe give the people specifics on kind of your education and your degree, because I think that is also a huge asset for you coming into this, that you're like classically trained in writing and now you've just merged this marketing background with it. But what specifically was your degree in? And tell us a little bit about that too.
Sure. So for many years I did study music, but
Cool.
the last,
Creative in your
yes,
genes.
yes, I sang and played piano, but the last 4 years, 4.5 years, I studied graduate bound English. And so I studied literature at the college level and wrote about literature at the college level, and took writing classes at the college level. So um, yeah, I very much learned the classical writing skills. And then I kind of, started doing internships in marketing. And I also like coordinated events through my school. I coordinated my school's gender fair. So I was doing copywriting before I was even doing official copywriting, I guess. And
Mhm.
I was doing marketing in those jobs too. But yeah, I did an internship, and then I had a position there as a marketing manager with Adore Winquist. Um, and that's how I learned a lot of my marketing skills as well. That was a really big part of my growth, just learning about blogs, different platforms that exist to grow your business digitally, and just so much, so much
Yeah.
writing too.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And that's kind of something that I love that you called that out, because it's like, everyone probably has some experience, whether it's in writing or marketing or contracts or events or project management, or I feel like it all helps. It's like so many people are like, oh, I have never been a writer, I haven't done this, but I'm even thankful for experience I had back in the day, like coordinating trade show events, because it taught me how to hit a deadline and to keep lots of things moving. And so I just feel like it all comes, like you just said, it comes together to serve you. And now all that marketing, all that writing, no matter what business it was for, it adds up to the experience that probably really values you and your clients today. So definitely it all counts.
Yeah, and I was just like thinking about too, like I taught music too since I was like 13 years old. So like
Oh,
the amount of times that I've like written a bio for that, and like there's just so many things that
yes.
I've done throughout my life that I'm like, oh my gosh, I was copywriting and I didn't even realize it.
Yep, exactly. That's awesome. Well, I will share below the video where, people can get in touch with you for your services. We'll make sure that that's a link so it's as up to date as possible always, and just follow your journey. But anything else that you want to say, or does that summarize it and they should just get in touch ASAP?
Get in touch, and don't give up on whatever you're trying to do. If you're a writer, don't give up. And, if you're a brand, the digital world can be hard, but there's help out there to navigate it. So don't give up.
That that's so nice. That just shows that your heart. I love that so much. That's so sweet.